Well, I'm here in a very, very rainy Surrey with my very poorly Alfa 145. One of only about 75 145 cloverleaf left in the UK. So I sent it over here to Trevor at TJ Motors, where they're good at welding, unlike me who is particularly bad at welding, because the strut tops were cracked, which is never a good thing. So I've come over to have a look, see if the car is safe to repair, economical to repair, whether we should carry on with it. But we'll take it in the dry and have a look how bad it really is. Now from the outside, the car looks fantastic, but when you lift the bonnet and look at those strut tops, it's a bit of a different story. When I bought the car, I knew it had been welded, apparently professionally, and that was a kind of a selling point because these cars often do go in this area, so knowing it had been taken care of was a good thing. However, the little crack I saw before the MOT turned out to be a lot worse. Now this is the passenger side, which looked worse when I took the car in because there was a visible crack in the top of the metal, but probing and prodding it has revealed just holes and corrosion all over it. Big gaping holes. That rusty area at the back has got another gaping hole in it, and you can see what we think is the top of the strut visible through the rust, and that's a very hard area to repair. Repairing this would take a big plate across the top of it. It wouldn't be pretty, but it would be strong, assuming there's not more rust to be found elsewhere. Now moving on to the driver's side, this is the one that looked better cosmetically before, but appears to be hiding a lot more in terms of gremlins. It didn't take a lot of cleaning up to reveal this horrific mess. It doesn't look like it's ever been welded. Trevor says he can't see any signs of actual welding having taken place, just lots of signs of filler and holes, which is just dangerous. The only way we can really decide what the safe route forward is now is to remove the driver's side strut and then see how thin the metal is, how much more corrosion there is. This is either going to be expensive or terminal. Well, we've had a look in the workshop in the dry, and Trevor's shown me what he's been exploring and what he's found, sort of sanding and grinding and probing into the rust, and it was well concealed. It looked like a small crack on top. It could have been just sort of buttoned up with a welder, but no, it's serious corrosion. So we've got to do some more investigation. Well, Trevor's got to do some more investigation to find out whether this is a repairable car or not. He's going to take the driver's side strut off initially because that's the worst side, and then see what it's like underneath, whether there is savable metal, how far the rust extends into the bodywork of the car, how bad it really is. There's two considerations. First of all, value. Ignoring the fact this is a very rare car indeed, the car's worth £2,000 to £3,000, so we can't be spending an absolute fortune on repairing a car that's not worth that much money, even though it is quite rare. And secondly, and what's more importantly, is safety. Whatever we do, it's not going to be a beautiful repair because we can't let in little repairs into the top of the strut because that's just not going to be strong enough. So it's going to have to be a big solid plate kind of welded on top of the strut in order to make it strong enough. But if the corrosion goes further and further, that's a child at my window who's bored, if the corrosion goes much further, then it's not going to be safe to repair in the first place, so the whole thing's a lost cause. So once we've done that, then we can find out whether we can save the car or not. So stick with me. Join me again in a few weeks' time when Trevor's had it. I've told him not to worry about rushing it because I've got to pay for it once he does it. So yes, stick with me and hopefully we'll find a good conclusion to this story. But I am sort of mentally braced now that this might not be a story with a happy ending, and I'm hoping it's not, because I wanted one of these cars for so long. This is kind of one of my dream cars in a way, and it took me a long time to find what I thought was a nice car. And I was actually buying a car which was advertised as having been repaired, having been restored. All the rust spots in the floor and the strut tops, which these cars are known for, had apparently been done professionally. I mean, I knew the engine had been done, but the engine had been rebuilt at a massive expense, like £7,000 engine rebuild on this car. So I suppose if worse comes to worse, I can cut my losses, sell the engine as a separate unit, because that has got to be worth something on its own. And then the rest of the car is a beautiful Momo interior for someone else's Alfa, which would be a crying shame because this is such a lovely car, such a rare car. And this car has even got the lucky, I can't get this in shot, lucky Momo gear knob, which I had in my Alfa 146 many years ago. Although, having thought about that, that car wasn't particularly lucky either. That got rear-ended by an HGV truck. So anyway, stick with me, stick with the channel, and hopefully we'll find a solution to this soon. If you want to help support this project, grab yourself an Alfa 145 t-shirt from the shop. Take care, see you soon, goodbye.